Hello, 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 beautiful awakeners, beautiful beings, beautiful members. Thank you as always for being here, for being subscribed, for being a member. You all allow me to be able to spread information, to be able to go deeper, to be able to feel safe in a community just like this. And it's great. I love reading all of your comments every single week on the videos, and your interactions with each other as well are really beautiful. So definitely keep that up and keep supporting each other. I'm thinking about recently moving forward, especially when kind of space clears up in my schedule, to open up an opportunity for members only group sessions. There's still going to be a ticket fee on that, but you will have first dibs at group sessions. I'm just thinking about adding that as a perk. And then I'm also thinking about adding something called a Slack room. If you guys are into IT or you know what this is, I don't really know what it is. My wife told me about it. But it's basically a really private, super highly encrypted, so super safe room, a chat room where we can have different topics, different boards, different moderators, and you guys can actually be in a community like that. So that would be a very open and safe space for all of you to be a part of. So that's just if you enjoy that, idea of a safe space where you guys can actually have open discussions in a place where you're not going to get spammed by anyone who isn't all about the awakening, then let me know in the comments below that that's something that you would be interested in, okay? Because I will set that up. It might take a month or two, right, to set up, but I will definitely get that going if that's an interest. And if you're really interested in the members only group sessions, I can get that going as well and maybe have, one of those per week. And that would be really great. So just an extra perk for all of you. So today I want to go a little bit deeper, actually a lot deeper, into how to quantum leap, how to control your reality. And I kind of introduced everything. I mean, it's a huge concept with space and time. There's so much to get into, but the ultimate thing is basically becoming Neo from the Matrix and being able to jump buildings. And I don't recommend jumping buildings, especially not right now, but to have the ability of full control over this matrix. This is the matrix in so many ways. I can't even begin to express to you how much this is the matrix. So if that's the case, this is an illusion. This is all a setup. This is all a simulation. And you have the power, you have the ability to manipulate and maneuver this simulation. So 4 steps to quantum leaping. I'm going to go through each one of these and just kind of go, a little bit more in depth about them. So I recommend that you get a piece of paper and a pen out. Okay, so the first step, and this is a huge, huge step that is, I don't want to say it's super easy, but there's a lot of resources out there for this step. And it's about lucid dreaming. I cannot express enough how important lucid dreaming is to this waking reality. And I'll explain why. Basically, what lucid dreaming is waking up in your dream. That's what lucid dreaming is. So if you can master waking up in your dream state and being aware of a new state of reality that you've entered into, then you can absolutely wake up in your physical reality. And maybe some of you are like, what do you mean wake up in my physical reality? Like, I'm awake, I'm here. I'm talking about full consciousness. Have any of you ever had the moment in your day-to-day when you're like, whoa, I'm here. What are these? This is so cool. What is this? What is this body? Wow. Like, it's just this pure moment of consciousness, this pure moment of understanding that you're existing, right? I mean, even I don't have those moments too often. I'm so wrapped up in go, 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 and then what's the next step, and how do I solve this problem? Wow, but when you wake up in that pure moment of consciousness, anything exists. That's when you're able to fold space and time. When you're sucked into the matrix, i.e. you're sucked into the illusion of this reality, then you are going to be playing the game. You're not even going to be aware of playing the game. When you wake up in this reality and you realize that there's so much more than this reality, what happens is you're not just playing the game. You're so aware of being a character in the game that you become the programmer of the game, not just the player. And there's a huge difference there. Huge difference. So when you lucid dream, you're waking up in your dream. And the next step after waking up in your dream is having the ability to control the reality of the dream. Oh my God, I'm in a dream. I can do anything. Let's go fly. Let's go to the moon. Let's manifest an alien, right? Like literally you can do anything in your dreams. But that's the exact same as this reality. When you wake up in this reality, anything is possible. I could have any life. I could have any job. I could have any partner. I could have any wardrobe. So what do I want? Now, because you're taking something in this physical reality that you're manifesting in 5D, you've got to funnel it. That's what I call it, the funnel, right? You've got to funnel it from 5D into this 3D moment. So say, for example, if you want a new wardrobe, you set the intention, and then all of a sudden your best friend, who happens to be the exact same size as you, is like, hey, EA, I have some clothes if you're interested. Yes, for sure. Just asking for a new wardrobe the other day, right? Slowly but surely that reality will trickle into the present moment. Like I said in the first video on Monday, the number one thing that is distracting you and taking you away from what you want to where you are right now is belief. If you want a new wardrobe and you believe that it's possible and you believe that you already have it, boom, you have it. It's there. It's already manifesting in the present moment. You may not see it right away, but it's there. Okay? So really important. The other day, it was so cool. I was dreaming very vividly. I don't really lucid dream too much, and the reason why is because it's boring. I used to lucid dream all the time, and then I was so bored of being in control of my dream reality that I just didn't want to dream anymore. Like it was so much awareness and so much consciousness to just be in control of everything in waking life and in dream life. I just didn't want to deal with it, right? So I'm like, let me just get excited, let me just get surprised in dreams. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, the other day in dreams, and I always remember all of my dreams, it's kind of exhausting, but I had this epic dream, and then I went to bed. And as I went to bed and I was laying there, I opened my eyes and I woke up, and I was in this reality. So as I went to sleep in my dream, I woke up in reality. Like how trippy is that, right? And what else did I want to say about dream reality and this reality? Yeah, once again, if you believe that you can do anything in your dream reality and you start to do anything in your dream reality, that will transfer over to this reality. Lucid dreaming is a huge step in your psychic abilities. I cannot stress this enough, okay? There's another point that I wanted to make about dreams. What was it? Yes. This is what I do. This is what I practice every time I go to bed, or at least mostly when I'm aware of going to bed, right? So when I'm going to sleep in this reality, I will say to myself, right before I close my eyes, I look around the room and I say to myself, anything that I experience after this point in time is a dream. So right before you close your eyes, you say, anything that I experience after this point in time is a dream. So be aware of the dream, right? And then you wake up in the dream and you're like, damn, this is a dream. And you can do whatever you want, right? Same thing. The more and more you wake up in this reality, if you believe that you can do anything and you're waking up in your dream reality, you believe that you can do anything and you're waking up in this reality. All right, they're just going to transfer. Okay, so step number 2 after lucid dreaming is be aware of the knowledge. So I've always said that knowledge will set you free. Having information and knowledge is pure liberation. Only if you take action on it. Knowledge itself isn't enough. You need to know that it's possible, then you need to take action on it. So be aware of the knowledge that space and time are non-linear. And that's what Monday's video was all about. If you truly understand and you truly believe, even if you don't truly understand and you just believe that space and time are non-existent, that they're non-linear, that they are simultaneous, that they are weird, if you believe that, then you start to experience it. The belief is the limitation. The belief is the limitation. The belief is the limitation. If you believe that the sky could be purple, you may one day see the sky purple. Okay? So all that means is that if you walk around this reality with an open mind, understanding that anything could exist at any time, that's when you start to experience the weird lucidity of anything existing at any time. Okay, so once again, step number 1, lucid dreaming, practice it. Check it out, go online, do a course, do a video, I don't know, whatever. Lucid dreaming. Okay. Number 2, be aware that space and time is pretty much an illusion and that it's non-linear. Okay. Step number 3 is let go of any and all attachment to outcomes, which basically equals objective awareness. Be aware of the state of the world, but do not react to it. Be aware of the state of your living room, but do not react to it. And reaction, whether it be, oh my God, that's amazing, or oh, this is awful. Whatever your reaction is on the spectrum, let it go. And one aspect of reaction that we don't talk about often is expectation. When we have an attachment to expectation, ultimately that's going to lead to more reaction. I expect that this video is being recorded with my voice. And trust me, I have recorded a whole epic video before, many actually, epic videos, and the audio wasn't working, right? So you just expect that. It's just a very simple thing that you expect, but then all of a sudden it doesn't work out. And what does that lead you to? Reaction, disappointment, discouragement, guilt, shame, blame, whatever, right? Expectation, attachment will always lead to reaction. Let go of both of them. Nothing is yours, nothing. Everything is changing. Once again, nothing is yours, everything is changing. All right, cool. Step number 4, and there's really only 4 steps to this, is set your intentions consciously, right? So if you were to do, let's just say step 2 and 3, right? If you were to be aware that this is nonlinear and you were to let go of attachment and outcomes, you're going to start to experience the weirdness of this reality, which is great, but it's going to be random weirdness. It's going to be random glitches in the matrix. It's going to be random glitches in space and time, which are totally fine. And the reason why we have to experience these random glitches in space and time is because it proves to us individually that that's the truth, that they don't really exist. Having more moments of deja vu prove to us that time is just an illusion. That's a great building block and foundation for trusting the fact that this whole reality is an illusion and skewed and a lie, pretty much. Okay? So it's okay to experience randomness, but that's not a sustainable state to be in all the time. The ultimate state to be in order to be a full master in your reality, is to have full control over the glitches in your matrix. And that's very powerful. Very, very powerful. I mean, and I want to say that I'm a really great manifester. Like, it's really weird, but obviously I've manifested this incredible life and I feel so blessed every day for it. You know, and it took me quite a while to get to this point, but this is what experiencing and fully trusting the weirdness of the universe is. But even though I'm a pretty good manifester, I still feel like I don't have full control over the glitches in the matrix. And most of the time, I'll just tell you from my experience, most of the time, most of the time, I don't have, like, most of the time, the glitches that I experience are not the ones that I really want. And I'll give you an example of that. So in our bathroom, the light was so bright, there was 3 light bulbs. We actually unscrewed 2 of the light bulbs, right? In order to just have the 1 light, right? In the bath. I know it's a weird example, right? But it's personal, it just happened. And then all of a sudden, but we left the light bulbs in. We just unscrewed them, we left them in. It was like that for about a year, right? Then all of a sudden, the 1 light bulb that we have had going, it went out, right? All of a sudden, there's no light in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was talking to my wife about it, and I'm like, hey, we need to change the light bulb in the bathroom or whatever. And she's like, oh, the other 2 work fine. You just have to screw them in, right? I'm like, oh, perfect. So when I went back into the bathroom to screw in one of the other light bulbs, I turned on the light, and the middle light bulb was on. And it was the far end light bulb that we screwed in that was always on. So that was basically a glitch in the matrix of going back in time. And instead of screwing in the far right light bulb, we ended up screwing in the middle light bulb, and it was still working at that present moment. I know, it's weird, right? I know, it's like kind of like untangible, but so, I mean, I didn't really care about a light bulb working or not working, but the second that we set our intentions on it, the second that we focused, right? So once again, you're in a state where you understand everything is possible simultaneously. You understand that every possible outcome is existing in this moment simultaneously. You are not attached to any of the outcomes of the infinite simultaneous possibilities that are currently existing. Not attached, you're just observing all of it, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, I want this to happen. Yep, I need the bathroom light to work. Boom, there it is. We weren't attached to an outcome. We weren't trying to make it work. We were just going to go figure it out. And we didn't have to, because we literally hopped into a reality. And I'm telling you, the middle light bulb is still on today. And we never touched it. We never touched the light, right? So, so the 4th part of this is set your intentions. And it doesn't, a lot of the time when we sit down, we're like, I want the best job ever, and this is why I want it, and I want a boyfriend, and I want this, and I want that. What are you doing? You're attaching yourself to the expectations of the fact that that needs to happen. So honestly, if I were to tell all of you to create a vision board with these 4 steps, right? And maybe step number 1, it's not really a step, but it's just like experience lucid dreaming, right? So if I were to tell you to create a vision board practicing all 4 of these steps, in order to quantum leap into the reality that that vision board is the truth, which now that I'm saying it, you should all do it, 100% hands down. If I recommended that, the state that you would need to be in, the 3rd step on this, is you have to be objective, not even excitement. So if you put down on your vision board your dream house, your dream property, the one, in a sense. If that's what you put on your vision board, I want to tell you not to get excited about that. I would say be completely objective. Be in a place of neutrality. Yeah, you want all of those things, but you don't have to have them. You're setting your intention with neutrality, with 0 point energy, with the understanding that that's all possible, and this is just the reality that you're stepping into. Then you can feel the excitement once you have the thing, right? You don't have to be void and kind of like a robot, right? But like I said, if you get excited that the sun is shining and you're feeling the warmth of the sun, then all of a sudden the sun goes away. What is that going to lead to? It's going to lead to the opposite of excitement, which is sadness or disappointment. So it's really important that we don't really associate our emotions, whether it be positive or negative, to the intentions and the things that we want. Like I said, I don't really have full control over my reality, even though I'm a pretty good manifester. The things that I don't really care about are the things that manifest and glitch out right away. The things that I really care about and I really want to happen take forever because I'm putting way too much attachment and expectation on them. Okay, cool. Okay, so one more thing that I want to like leave you guys off with, which is an example. And this is like a tangible example of how this understanding of bending and working with space and time can really impact your life. And it's a car accident example. And this happened to me personally, and I've heard of a couple other people also personally experiencing this. So I was on the road, and this kind of moment happens to me quite often. So I was on the road, I was driving in the fast lane, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone comes across and cuts in front of me, just completely undermining the fact that, the speed that I was going. And in that split moment, as I'm driving, I get this flash vision of the car clipping me and me spinning out. And I don't even know how long I saw that vision for. Like, it was almost like I saw the first 3 minutes of that parallel reality. I saw the first 3 minutes of that parallel reality in about a split of a second. And it all flashed before me. And as I saw that moment happening, I slowed down, he cut in front of me, and we hopped into another parallel reality. It's just another example of how this can really benefit all of us, is seeing things before they happen and acting and reacting accordingly based on the infinite number of parallel realities. One more thing that I want to say too, because it's just kind of popping up in my mind. When I was a kid, I had this uncanny ability, very similar to what I have now, of tapping into the infinite amounts of parallel realities. And what that creates, if it's almost like a bit of a schizophrenia, psychosis, if we were to put like a label on it, which I hate those labels, but just to say, kind of mental health imbalance, it would be so overwhelming in every moment to say, for example, open your closet door and see yourself in that moment flashing into all of the different parallel realities of wearing all of the different outfits that you could possibly ever wear. You would never be able to make a choice. You would be stuck in that moment. You know what that creates is tapping into the parallel possibilities in every moment. That creates a reality of anxiety. Because most of the time, our minds are either going to go to the best possible moment in that reality or the worst possible moment in that reality. And as a kid, what I did was I would hop into the worst possible moment in every reality in a way that it personally affected me. And I remember, and I'm definitely going to age myself into the 90s here, but I remember being a kid and I had my favorite Beanie Baby. Yes, I loved Beanie Babies. And I had my favorite Beanie Baby, and I was in the passenger side of the car, and the window was down. And I remember having the Beanie Baby, and I was holding it out the window, and I was seeing it flap in the wind or whatever. Then I got this flash of the Beanie Baby falling from my hands, and because we were on, say, a highway, we weren't able to pull over and easily grab it, and I lost the Beanie Baby. So what I did instead, because I was so worried about that reality, is I took it out of the window, I gripped onto it, and I rolled up the window, right? And I used to have that all the time as a kid, is see the worst possible outcome, and that I would be stuck in the anxiety of that possibility. And I think that even today as an adult, this deeply affects me, and the way that it affects me is control. It almost feels like I need to have control over every choice or every aspect of my reality, every choice that I make in my reality, so that I avoid the worst case scenario because I can see what the worst case scenario would be. And in this way, it probably drives my wife crazy because I'm always saying, hey, did you do this? Hey, did you do that? I'm hyper aware. I'm over aware to avoid the worst case scenario. And in a sense, I'm just protecting myself. And I'm holding myself back from an opportunity to grow, to be challenged, and to change, essentially. So it's not good knowing everything all the time. It can be very anxiety-ridden. It can be very overwhelming to have that perspective. And in a lot of ways, my my beautiful wife, who is on the spectrum for Asperger's and OCD, or no, ADHD, you know, she's so aloof. She is so aloof, which drives me crazy sometimes, but also I can learn so much from that. I can learn so much from the sentence, ignorance is bliss. And I know that that word ignorance may be quite triggering to some of you, because we've strived for our whole lives to figure out the truth. You're here because you have strived, just like I have, to understand the fundamental basics of this reality of who humans are, of why we're here, and yet you've tried to avoid the ignorance part. You've tried to avoid being a sheeple. But I also want to remind you that ignorance is not just bliss. Ignorance is a superpower. And what I mean by that is, be aware of what you choose to put your focus and attention towards, why you put your attention and focus towards that, and what you are or are not choosing to ignore. Ignorance, just like knowledge, is a superpower that we can use appropriately. And I know that kind of went off a little bit at the end, but I think it needed to be said. All right. Awesome. Thank you once again, all of you members, for being here. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate all of your questions every week. And I'm very excited to hear all of your questions. Q&A post will be posted tomorrow on Friday, asking all of you about, you know, what do you want to ask about with the quantum world, 5D, simultaneous time. I am super excited to get into all of your questions. And of course, I won't be able to answer them all because there's just too many, but I will choose the best ones that I believe are, that I can answer the best. A lot of you ask me questions that I don't have an answer for. And I wish I had the time to write back. I don't have this answer. I wish I did. But just trust that I do choose the ones that I think are going to resonate with humanity and impact the world the most. Thank you all so much once again. I will see you on Sunday morning for a members live chat and Q&A. Bye for now.